Hey there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittney Bundles, and today's video is going to go over 5 ways to receive consistent income, or not even, yeah, I guess you can say receive, but these are going to be ways that you can make consistent income. It's really important to not put all of your eggs in one basket. It's really important to stay creative and think of different out of the box type of ways to generate income, and to not rely solely on one source. I think so often we get wrapped up in a specific source of income. Even if we're running our business, we may look at our business as, just our primary and only source of income. Now, it is okay to have a primary source of income, but we still want to make sure that we're able to receive income through multiple channels. And so this is what this video is going to be about today. If you are interested, be sure to give the video a big thumbs up. Please make sure that you are subscribed, and let's get right into the video. I do want to let you all know that I'll be looking down. I do have my notes here in front of me, so I will be looking this way. And yeah, if you do like videos like this, show me by liking the video, please. That way it gives me a gauge of what you're wanting to see on this channel as far as content-wise, and if you're enjoying what I'm putting out. So the first thing that I want to go over is have a passive and I want to say aggressive income stream. Or streams. So you want to have something going for you that doesn't need you to actually work for it or to be present. A lot of times people, when I'm doing mentoring, I don't just mentor hair businesses, but I mentor entrepreneurs, period, that are in different fields and that do different type of work. Some people have e-commerce businesses, some have e-commerce and brick and mortar locations, some only do pop-up shops, and that's how they sell their products. And there's just, everyone does something a little bit different, but still the same. So I'll get into that in another video. We're so much alike and so different, but it's really intriguing. However, have a way that you can generate income without necessarily having to be present. If you come up with ideas that are really good and you notice that each idea requires you to be fully present, you may start to feel discouraged because you can't be all places at once. And when you consider paying people to help be at certain locations, that's a whole nother task. So I would strongly recommend, not saying don't go for those ideas and don't, hire people to be at your other business locations if that's what you want to do. But I am saying that I think everyone would benefit from having a passive stream, meaning a way that they can make money where they don't necessarily have to be present and they don't have to do work to make money every day. I talk a lot about affiliate links on this channel, so I'm not going to go into full detail about affiliate links here, but that is an example of passive income where you can post the link and get paid for people that are either clicking the link, or you can get paid for people that are clicking the link and signing up for the subscription or the service that you're promoting, or you can get paid every time someone purchases from that link. So there's different ways that you can generate passive income. Another stream that I consider to be like passive income would be like podcasts or some YouTube channels too. Although YouTube can be considered like an aggressive form of income because you're needing to work and you're needing to meet certain metrics in order to get monetized, in order to actually receive payments each month. However, I still get paid on the videos that I've already done. So for example, today I'm getting paid on YouTube, or let's say yesterday I got paid on YouTube and I didn't upload a video yesterday, but I'm still getting paid on the work that I've already done. So I don't necessarily have to be present on YouTube every day to get paid. Same with my podcast. People still listen to my podcast days after it's been published. So when people are listening to the ads on my podcast, I'm still getting paid, although I'm not there working every single day on the podcast, if that makes sense. Having a website, selling products, that's another way that you can, and I kind of tread lightly when I say websites are passive income, because you still do need to put a certain level of work into your website and your business in order to have it be as successful as it possibly can. However, websites can be considered passive income, especially those websites that are connected with drop shipping, because you're not doing work every day necessarily in order to get paid. Another example of that is like Teespring. It's the company that I sell my merch through. And if you want to check out my merch, it's on this YouTube channel actually. So you should be able to see it like below the video that you're watching or something like that. But it's below, it's somewhere on this channel. And then I also have links down below too, if you're interested. But I don't necessarily have to do anything besides design the shirt or the hoodie or the socks or any of the merch that I am offering, upload the design and go ahead and upload it to Teespring. And if anyone purchases, I don't have to worry about packaging up the products. I don't have to worry about shipping out the products. That's all handled through Teespring, but I do get paid for the products that are being sold. So that is a way to generate passive income. So I wanted to go over some of those passive ideas and examples. Now, aggressive streams. So a website can be both passive and aggressive, just depending on what type of website you're offering and how you're having your products sent out. Because in essence, you can have your website set up similar to Teespring, where, especially if it's connected to dropshipping, like I mentioned, where another company is pretty much handling all of the fulfillment for you. So if anyone goes to the website, after clicking the link in shops, you really don't do anything besides get paid. And a form of aggressive stream would be, I would say, like your primary stream. So maybe like your 9 to 5 if you're working, your main website if you're an e-commerce business, your main place of business. So even if you run a brick and mortar location, like where are you receiving the majority, the bulk of your consistent income? So you want to be able to have different types of streams. It's kind of like credit. When you're looking at building your credit, you want to have some secured and unsecured trade lines. You want to have some like auto loans or like a mortgage. And then you also want to have a couple credit cards or like a line of credit or a signature loan. You want to have that balance. So this is a really good balance, and it sets you up to continuously receive consistent income. So even if my primary income source, God forbid, is not there, some people lose their 9 to 5 very sporadically. They don't know what's coming, and it's just, the company downsizes or they get terminated, or the company goes on a break and they're deciding not to pay while they're on break, whatever the case may be. A lot of people experience different scenarios with their 9 to 5. So that may have been your primary income. And if that's all you relied on, then you may find yourself in a period where you're not receiving any more consistent income. So those are the times where some people go into like their 401 and they take out loans and different things like that, which, to each his own. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that if you want to make sure that you're setting yourself up to constantly receive income, those are the things you want to think about. So along with your primary source of income, what else can you do that you don't necessarily have to be present for? And that can be a means of passive income for you. Affiliate links are not the only source of passive income. There are different ways, like I mentioned a moment ago, to make money without actually having to work daily for the money. Now, the second thing that I want to go over is position services. So a lot of times people are so focused on selling products. Nothing wrong with selling products. I sell products as well. But with products, you are going to typically invest in purchasing the products and then reselling the products. So a lot can happen with products because sometimes the price of the products goes up. Sometimes the quality isn't up to par. Sometimes the shipping or the products get lost during the shipping process, and then you have to figure out how you're going to compensate your customer. If you're going to take the loss as the company, if you're going to file a claim, did they pay for insurance for you to do that? I mean, you just have to kind of figure out some things. By no means am I saying don't offer or sell products, but I am saying that you want to focus on positioning services as well, because even when the products aren't available, I'll give an example of COVID. When it was really difficult to get certain products in, a lot of businesses faced challenging times, and I did too. And when I was going through that time, it really showed me and highlighted the importance of having services. So I decided to offer more business services during that time because I still needed to generate income. I still needed to be able to eat, in essence. And so no matter what happens with shipping or with products, I can still offer my knowledge. I can still offer assistance. I can still do like mentoring. I can still do business consultations. I can still do professional or create and write professional biographies. I can still do website reviews. I can still, what are some of my other services? I can still do sponsored podcast episodes. I can still promote products on YouTube. You know what I mean? So what type of services can I offer is another thought process that has helped me continuously receive consistent income. Now, the third tip that I want to go over is have a good fraud slash chargeback process. So a lot of us are offering products, me included. I do offer products, and I think that's a great way to receive income. However, you do want to make sure that you have an efficient chargeback or fraud process, because if you're selling these products and then you're taking losses consistently on the products, at some point it's no longer an income stream, but it actually may start being a liability and a stream that's actually taking money from you versus giving you the income that you initially thought you were going to get. Now, by no means am I saying that you're going to always receive income and that you're not going to have any chargebacks and that you're not going to take any losses with your business. I'm not saying that at all. If you've watched videos on this channel, then you know I talk heavily about risk, and I talk about how it is very common. And I would say because it's common, it's normal to receive losses with your business. However, if you're noticing that you're constantly receiving losses, or you're receiving losses, more than a few times each month. Now, this can depend too on the sale volume, because someone that's getting 10 sales may have, less losses than someone that's receiving, let's say, 10,000 sales per month. You know what I mean? So you want to take that into context. But ultimately, the point is you want to make sure you have an efficient process where you're not losing revenue. So if that means you need to go back to your terms and conditions and decide if you're going to offer refunds, decide how your chargeback process can be tightened up, decide which payment methods you're going to offer, which payment merchants are working in the best interest of your business as well as your customers, and just different things like that. Because another thing you can find, like I said, is one of your streams not really being a stream, but being a pit. You know what I mean? Like not giving you revenue, but actually taking from you. So you want to be very cautious that the products that you are offering are secured and that your business is covered too. The fourth tip that I want to go over in relation to tips on receiving consistent income is be bold with your ideas. So a lot of times we get ideas, even me, I'll hear ideas from different people, family, some friends, and the ideas will be good, but they'll literally talk themselves out of it. They'll say, okay, well, I want to do this. It sounds great. And then literally like 2 minutes later, they're explaining all the reasons why this idea doesn't sound that smart to them, or why this idea may get laughed at by someone, or why this idea may not work how they want it to work. And I think it's very important to be honest with yourself and to kind of weigh the cons and the pros of starting a business. But I think it's also important to be very bold with your business ideas, because sometimes literally like the idea that you think won't work will be the idea that could take your life to the next level. So it's very important to have faith in yourself and to believe in your vision and to try it. Now, trying it may put you in a position where you're taking a loss and when you're losing money. However, a part of being an entrepreneur is also knowing when to pivot, when to pull out. And I've been talking about that on my podcast. I actually have some podcast episodes about pivoting my business and learning when to stop a certain business venture. And like I said, I went over that about a year, may have been 2 years at this point, or a year and a half at this point on my podcast, the Brittney Bundles podcast. But I think a lot of people think that entrepreneurship is just about knowing when to start. Well, it's also knowing when to stop. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of facets and a lot of points, highs and lows that come along with running a business, and comes along with wanting to be an efficient entrepreneur and be able to live off of what you enjoy doing. And instead of focusing just on your primary source, it's very smart. Even, for example, content creators that rely solely on YouTube. Well, YouTube is changing their terms and conditions. They're going to be sending out information to the content creators on YouTube. I believe they said this week. And there's some terms and conditions that we have to accept in order to stay in the monetization program. And so just like, that taking that for an example, you can have a primary source of income, but that can change anytime. The terms and conditions can change. So the payment structure can change. And so it's nothing wrong, again, with having a primary source. I think it's very important to have a primary source, but we want to make sure that we have backup plans in essence, just in case that backup source or that primary source isn't doing what we thought it would do, or isn't providing enough revenue, or maybe it is providing enough revenue, but we still want to make sure that we're generating as much as we can from other streams. The last thing that I want to talk about is input and output. So when you're looking at adding other streams to your life, you want to look at how much you're putting in and how much you're getting back. Meaning, okay, if I'm deciding to start any type of business, I have to be calculated and cautious on how much money I am putting in and calculate everything. There are some people that enjoy getting paid off of publicity and attention and popularity over money. Some people do. I think everyone likes support. However, there are certain people, like I said, that are driven strictly on how their business looks and not really how well their business is doing. And so you may find yourself in a position where you're paying a lot of money out for your business and you're not really getting anything back. Now, again, I do understand when you first start a business, there's marketing, there's advertising. Even after you've been in business for years, there's marketing and advertising. So you will put money out a lot of times. That saying, it takes money to make money, is definitely true. However, you still want to be very smart about how you're positioning this revenue stream. Make a plan. If you plan to put out more than you're going to get back this month, then make that plan and outline it. But if you are planning on making money for your business and you're noticing month after month that you're putting out more than you're actually receiving, it may be time to stop for a moment and reevaluate the plan and the marketing structure and the business structure that you currently have to see what you can do to actually receive income. Because the time to start being focused on your money and your income streams is not the time when you need it. When you need it, a lot of times people's minds are just, not really calm, not thinking as rationally as they may have thought before when everything was fine. Just like I mentioned in some other videos, the time to look into a business is not when you need the business. Now, you can do it at any time, but it's always wiser, in my opinion, to be proactive and have those areas set up and working efficiently so that you don't have to double back and play catch up and get frustrated with the process because you're wanting money like now when it takes some time for some things to get going. So if you start planting the right seeds now, then you'll be able to reap the fruits when you really need them and, on a consistent basis. So I really hope that this video helped. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. I do want to thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.